Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome. This channel is blowing up. I cannot thank you guys enough. It's not about the views, it's not about how many subscribers I have. I'm happy because my message is getting heard and it shows that people are becoming more interested and open to precious metals. When I tell you to subscribe, it's not about my sake, it's for yours. You cannot be blindly investing and expect success. It's just not realistic. So do yourself a favor and subscribe, because every single day I will give you the inside scoop on the world of precious metals, how this is affecting the markets, and more importantly, what you should do about it. So with that said, let's jump into the video. So the first part of this video is going to break down why the silver markets have been dead, why there's no volatility. And this is not very common, because when there's a lot of bipolar, uncertain investors, you're going to get bipolar, uncertain prices, right? The markets are going to be a lot more choppy, a lot more like a roller coaster instead of a plateau. So we're going to figure out what's going on with that. The second part of the video is going to be going over Zero Hedge, the Rocco report that made me blow my mind. I'm serious. You know, sometimes when you read something and it's just like, it's mind blowing. It's like, why didn't I ever think of that? Well, this article did that to me. I cannot wait to share this with you guys. And I have a video. I've never done this on my channel, but I watched this video and I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm not going to go over the video. I'm not going to play the video, but I'm going to put it in the link so you guys can watch it. It's definitely one you got to see. So with that said, let's jump into it. Now, first and foremost, I see this pandemic counter, this virus counter, and I want to share the numbers. Most of you probably live in the United States, so we're going to go over the world, and then we're going to go over the United States and kind of talk about that for a second. So the world, there's 57 million confirmed. There's 1,361,000 deaths, 39 million recovered. United States alone, there is 11 million confirmed, 257,000 deaths, and 7 million recovered. Do you guys know anyone that is tested positive? I know a lot of people. I've had people in my own household that have tested positive. Obviously, I took precautions, but it's crazy to see how many. I know when it first came out, it's like if you knew someone, it was crazy. But now it's like it's so common, right? It's like everyone's had it. So let me know about that. I just wanted to throw that interesting statistic out because when I cover it in my videos, it's more about how it's affecting the markets, not how it's directly affecting each other. So here's the silver price forecast, right? This is going to be very interesting. I'm really curious to see what's going on, why these markets are so stable. Link to all these articles will be in the description. Silver markets have gone completely flat over the last couple of sessions as we continue to dance around the 50-day EMA and a major lack of volatility. So silver markets have gone back and forth during the trading session on Wednesday as we continue to dance around the 50-day EMA. 50-day EMA, of course, is a common technical indicator for people who follow, so it is not a huge surprise that we would end up hanging around this level. Ultimately, I do think that it is only a matter of time before we see some type of move. But right now, we are essentially in the middle of a larger range. With that being the case, it seems like the market's simply waiting for some type of catalyst. So it makes sense on that note. When Pfizer announced the 90% vaccine news, markets went haywire. When the second drug company did, markets really didn't move. People are getting desensitized. Like, okay, everyone's coming out with a vaccine. It's actually not that crazy, especially when you read the fine print. It's a preventative vaccine that only has a pretty low amount of doses, and it's going to affect, nursing homes, places that need it the most, but it's still going to take a long time to distribute, so it's not like we have a cure, an end-all, be-all cure right away. Things are still going to get a lot worse. So pay attention to the US dollar index, as it could give you a bit of a heads up to as where silver will go next. And that's rightfully so, as we've been talking about. And if you don't know this, you got to know this. The US dollar index is directly correlated to precious metals prices. When the dollar index is down, gold and silver goes up, and vice versa. So we got to pay attention to the dollar index. And that's also vital news to know Because looking forwards, we know the dollar index is going to be extremely hurt when we throw out this stimulus. So we can guarantee that at the beginning of next year, precious metals will be higher from that alone. But there's still so many other reasons why it's going to stay high, why it's going to build foundation up there, and it could go even higher. After all, there is a significant negative correlation between the US dollar and as silver of late. So at this point in time, one goes in one direction, typically the other is going to go the opposite. They said there's like a negative 0.09% difference in correlation. So they're attached, right? They're attached. All things being equal, I believe that the correlation should continue to hold as such. So I have no interest in whatsoever in trying to get too cute with the position. I think at this point, it is probably best to leave silver alone, but I think that longer term, we certainly have more upward pressure than down. So that's something worth paying attention to. With everything going on in the world, it is difficult to imagine where we go next. I think that is part of what has locked down the market. So it doesn't make sense to me. Why are people saying this? They're saying the prices are going to stay low, so don't buy it. So you're telling me that when the prices get more expensive, when silver spot price is more expensive, you're telling me to buy it then? He just guaranteed that the dollar index is directly correlated to precious metals, and we know the dollar index is going to get hurt, so we know that gold and silver is going to be higher. So if we know it's going to be higher, why wouldn't we buy it while it's cheap right now and then sell it if it goes higher, if you want to sell it? Why would we pay a higher price when we know it's gonna go up? That doesn't make any sense. That's the difference between silver stackers and stock market enthusiasts. They look at things backwards, right? They need proof. They want to start seeing the proof of the prices rise and then start investing into it. It's too late then. We already missed the boat. We're supposed to get in before the curve, not after the curve. Makes no sense. Central bank intervention should continue to flood the market of liquidity. So that is why I'm optimistic on silver in the on long term. But you need to think of this market more or less of an investment and not a trade. And that's definitely true. I agree with them on that point. It's an investment. It's not a day trade. It's not a marginal trade. We're not trading the in between the gaps. That's more for stocks, more for crypto. Crypto or precious metals is more of it's a wealth preservation. It's like putting your money in a time capsule, because over time, the dollar loses purchasing power. The dollar is getting weaker and the system will collapse eventually. Every fiat-based system does collapse. It's designed to collapse because of hyperinflation, because of the way it works. I mean, we're literally replacing debt with more debt. It's not going to it's going to catch up to us, and it's never going to start getting green. If you look at the USDebtClock.org, that $27 trillion is never going upwards, getting fixed. It's always going downwards, and it's designed to do so. We're going off of a faith-based system that has nothing backing it, so of course it's going to get stretched out and oversaturated. So anyways, let me know what you guys think about that. Do you agree with me on the part where they talk about, put that in the comments if you agree with the part where they talk about don't buy silver now because the price isn't high? It makes no sense to me. So anyways, here's the article where they make a very good point, right? A very, very, very good point, and I'm so excited to share this with you guys. And it also talks about silver markets, the sale of eagles. And a lot of people are interested in eagles right now. So this is going to be beneficial in many different ways. So the silver market is just one step away from another massive buying wave, and is just waiting for the next leg to drop in the global economy and financial system to do so. With the silver investment demand to account for nearly 75% of the global mine supply this year, if we experience the same type of demand next year, we will enter a silver market like never before. And I can guarantee this is going to happen. We already have clues. The Silver Institute, which is the holy grail of information, I just covered a video a couple days ago, literally told us this. While this may all sound like hype, there's clues all around, right? These aren't theories. We're not just throwing out stuff and hoping they stick. We have real reasons. We have real evidence. We have real numbers. I checked many of the large online dealers' inventory, and many are sold out with fractional silver rounds and have minimal inventory. I mean, U.S. Mint literally sold out of American Eagles earlier this year. They just made an emergency 1 million mintage supply of San Francisco Mint to make up for that. I mean, the Perth Mint said sales are up 88%. Royal Canadian Mint said sales are up 66%. U.S. Mint said sales are up 75%. Real numbers. Everyone's trying to get a slice of the silver pie, and there's not much silver to go around. So I checked many. So the fractional silver round inventories are normally the first to sell out when there is a large buying wave. So here we go. Here's the thing that blew my mind. I've mentioned several times. The silver market is one of the only sectors in the economy that sees increased buying when the price goes low or high. Now, let's break that down. I had to read that twice. It's crazy because whether silver is low, when the price is bearish, or bullish, people are buying precious metals. When the price is low, people get in because they buy the dips. But when the price is high, people also are buying it because that's when media is talking about it. That's when it's on the news, friends and families talking about it. And then there's proof in the pudding, like the article just before we were reading, where people buy it when they finally see some proof that it is profitable. So whether silver is low or high, people are buying it. And that's crazy, which means whatever the price does, when there's like right now how they said prices are dead, when a move does happen, either up or down, people are going to buy silver like hotcakes. And that there's nothing else you can say that about. Nothing else. Normally, investors tend to sell when the price of stock or assets is declining. Not the silver market. Due to the ongoing disintegration of the U.S. financial system and economy, precious metals investors realize there is no paper solution to what's coming. Thus, low and high silver prices motivate more buying. And that's so true. There is no paper solution. None. You cannot fix this problem. It's unfixable. It literally is unfixable because if we print more money to try to make up for that stimulus, it's going to hurt the dollar even more. But if we don't throw in that money, then people are going to be screwed. They're like a dog backed in the corner. If any candidate wanted to win the election, they have to throw out that $1 trillion stimulus word, which is going to have consequences. So there's literally nothing else we could do about it. And that's why our system is so messed up. So U.S. Mint Silver Eagle sales for November 9th through November 17th, 2020. You can see how fast things are picking up. They reached a total of 796,000 ounces for the year compared to 152,000 the full year 2019. That's crazy. That is crazy. Look how big of a difference that is. 769,000 for the year compared to 152,000 last year. That is crazy. That's mind blowing. I don't even think people can fathom that number and what that means. That is silver. That means silver that would still be getting sold 7 years from now is all gone already. Do you think the U.S. Mint has that much backed up supply? No. There's no way, and we can't mine it faster. It's not like we can just say, okay, we got to mine 10 times. Miners don't even care about silver. Miners are looking for gold, things that can actually put money in their pocket, because silver isn't profitable, right? Silver's $25 an ounce. Why wouldn't they look for gold that's 80 times more valuable? Silver's found as a byproduct. When they're looking for gold, lead, or zinc, if they find some silver on the side, they'll take it, but they're not looking for it. So there's going to be a massive silver shortage, and we're already starting to see that because that's why there's such high premiums on these American Eagles. So because of the price of silver is approximately 70 times less than gold, investors can buy a great deal more of silver bullion. Thus, when the next buying wave comes next year, it's going to be one for the record books, and it's definitely going to. I cannot see why it wouldn't. And not only from solar panels, 5G towers, and the batteries, and all the other reasons why silver is useful, which we're actually going to talk about in this video right here, new uses for silver. But so, individual investors like you and I, right? People like you and I that buy silver, that's trying to get a slice of the silver pie, is also going to want silver. So silver is going to be bought up from big business and individual investors, and there's not enough silver to go around, so it's going to have consequences. So here we have the silver market interim report and new uses for silver. So this is actually pretty cool. You got to watch this video. New uses for silver come out every single day. Silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity. So that means that not only is everyone trying to get a slice of the silver pie, but demand is going to keep rising as well while the supply is diminishing. Low supply, high demand shoots the price up. We're talking about silver is rolling 5G technology, expectations that could consume 23 million ounces by 2030. That's up 200% for the day. Also touch silver use in batteries, wearable sensors, and in PPE. So it's honestly crazy to think why or where silver is going to be in like 5-10 years from now. If you really think silver is still going to be $25 in like 5-10 years, then you shouldn't be investing, because you don't know how the dollar works and you don't know how or understand how markets work. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Check this video out as well. Do your homework. If you enjoyed this video, if you thought it was educational, informational, at least entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. Sorry if my voice is a little raspy. I literally just woke up to make this video. I'll probably post it a little bit later in the day, so stay tuned. I got some other stuff we're going to be talking about later in the day, just to give you a little glimpse why gold and silver markets are vulnerable, why the prices are very sensitive, and also the odds are for the silver bulls, so why there's going to be some bullish sentiment for silver. So anyways, make sure to check that out. Make sure you are liking the video, but most importantly subscribing, because you got to get kept in the loop. I'll always give you the inside scoop. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.